All right, so let's talk about this concept. I've been working on it for about 3 years now, and basically it's this thought process of performance is contingent on protection. And so, and I'll kind of post this image a little bit later, but bottom line, what we want to look at is this is performance, this P represents performance, this P represents protection. And again, performance is contingent on protection. So we understand that the athletes can only move as fast as their neurological system allows. So it doesn't matter how much strength they have, how much power, athleticism, natural ability, or not that much ability, but well-developed ability, doesn't really matter. Whatever situation they're in, their nervous system, their performance is contingent on how protected their nervous system feels. And that is what allows their performance. So let me go through this for you real quick. So again, this P represents protection. This P represents performance. So again, it's contingent. Performance is contingent on protection, the nervous system being protected. So here's how this goes. If that nervous system, or if our performance level is low, okay, typically what happens is it's contingent on going protective, right? Going into protective mode. Once it's in protective mode, it's going to create pain. We'll come back and talk about that a little bit more in detail. But now, let's say, for instance, if our performance level is high, that's contingent on the protection of the neurological system. So really that means that the neurological system feels protected. So then it's going to function at a high level. That's going to create durability. That durability is then going to translate into force output. That's a setting, okay? So again, it doesn't matter how much strength that athlete has, right? It's about how much can they use or have access to. So that force output setting is going to be high because the nervous system feels protected. And then it's going to allow that athlete to higher level access of whatever developed athleticism quality that they have. So that translates into the movement patterns they are able to exhibit on the field, on the court, or in the weight room. So whatever movement skills that they have, they'll have access to everything that they have. Now, if they don't, right, so now if their performance is low, okay, that's because the nervous system is on protective mode. That central nervous system is trying to protect itself. So now it's going to put everything down into pain patterns. Now, let's talk about the pain patterns like I said before. When we talk about pain, we got to start looking at words such as the fact that it's going to create swelling, it's going to create injury, it's going to create breakdown. So, and then it'll get into some of these neuromuscular effects. So we'll have these biomechanical errors that the athlete will start to exhibit. Then when we look at biomechanical errors, instantaneously we start to have strength errors. And this is what gives athletes a feeling of they've lost power, or they go to plant and it feels weak to them, right? Because again, there is this biomechanical error that creates this instantaneous strength error. And so then the force setting now is at a low output setting. Therefore, the performance values, or what the athlete has access to from a performance standpoint, is at a lower scale. So here's what I think is a good image or analogy that kind of draws this home. Think of performance as a hotel, okay? At the top floor is the penthouse, right? That's where you want to be at, right? That's where we want all our athletes to be, their performance on the penthouse. So basically, it's like anything else. There should be range. They should be able to start on the level 1, level floor, and then they should have access to low force, low velocity, low leverage type performance factors. And then they should have everything, all the access all the way up to the pit floor, okay? So when their nervous system, right, feels protected, then they're durable, and then they have access to the pit floor and everything in between. When their nervous system feels like it has to be protective, then it drops them down to only have access to, say, certain floors. So it might say, hey, I'll give you level 1. Obviously, that's a given, because really the nervous system is designed to not to basically, it's designed to survive. So it's going to do everything it can not to stop the athlete. right? All it'll do is it'll just give them limited access to, the lower level floors, level 3, level 2, level 1. And whatever movement skill they can perform at that level, that's what it'll give them access to. So then we start to see that reduction in their ability and their performance and their force output, because performance is contingent on protection.